Welcome to the game to go here from UK Nationals. This is the Midlands regional qualifier for the indoor nationals run by UK Ultimate. I'm Tom Stiles, commentating on this game. This is the 3-4 game to go. The Arctic Stags have already won the final and have taken their place, beating Sausage Sarnies. Sandwedge, the team in white, have won their 3-4 game, and now Sandwedge play Sausage Sarnies for the game to go, and it's Sandwedge in white with the disc to start. Pete over the top. Tom Barkley shoots down the line. It's a big grab, and it needed to be. Sandwedge getting off to the flying start, leading this one 1-0. Half an hour games here in Nottingham at the Wildcats Arena. Great floaty pull out to the sideline. Simmons gets us going, gets it across the field to Haywood, back into the hands of Tyler East. There's 3 Easts in this team. There's Josh East. Sandwedge playing their zone, as you'd expect. Very, very proficient team with the zone, but what a shot that is. Luke Atwell with the shot into the end zone. The target, Luke Haywood. Josh East. And a big high grab from Pete Garnett. Down the line, Michael Paul. Tom Jackson feeding it, but the defensive pressure from Marshall in the corner. The disc was a little bit too hot anyway. Alex Page overcooking that one. Sarnies with a chance to break now. East gets it across to Robert Pantling. Tyler East just inside the front corner. Brilliant awareness from Marshall. He could have been more sure of that grab and got in there. But he great awareness of where the field was, where the disc was, where the front line was. Just did enough to make sure he got the grab. And that's the first break of the game to Sausage Sarnies. Jackson cutting short to Heed, cutting underneath. And a little bit of contact between Garnett, Pete Garnett, Flight Club regular, and a very popular player in the Midlands. And being marked by Luke Atwell. Fakes down the line. Finds across to Heed, who manages to just wrap a hand around it. Big shot into the end zone. Huge grab from Jackson. Garnett's there. Incredible grab from Tom Jackson. Rises under heavy defensive pressure from Sarnies to take that grab in. And they very much needed that one. Two all the score. And a clean game so far, just the one turnover. East feeds it to Simmons. Back to East. Tyler East to Josh East. All 3 East anchoring this at the back. Tyler trying to take Ollie's face off. Michael Paul with a hand in the pudding jar. Uncontested strip. Josh to Tyler. Ollie's lurking. Back to Josh. Back to Tyler. Robert Pantling in the end zone. Brings it to Ollie East. Back to Tyler. Tyler to Josh. Tyler again. The Sandwedge zone is holding firm here. And a travel call by Mike Northcote. Gets it back to Simmons. Shoots it across the top. Tyler East, the target. Grateful recipient and really brilliant patience there from the Sausage Sarnies. Tyler East apologising there. That disc goes flying out. Tom Barkley can't contain the pass. Sarnies with another opportunity. Can they win this game to go? Dan McLean flicks across to Marshall. Marshall back to Atwell. Atwell to East. To Marshall again. Sarnies very happy to just swing it around. See if they can get Sandwedge to tire them out, but they've got a very efficient way of playing zone. Atwell. Into the middle now, Atwell to East. East seeing if he can get anybody from Sandwedge to bite. Now a quick bit of movement. Just dodging away, and there it is. Offering the disc to Luke Haywood. On the front cone, real patience from Sandwedge, takes out a 4-2 lead. 2 goals from Luke Haywood, along with a block as well. Sandwedge need to work this out. Oh, big D there from Sausage Sarnies, getting the block done. Pantling to East. To Pantling again, and a pick called. Alex Page trying to follow the cut of Marshall. Or trying to follow the cut of Pantling. And Marshall obstructed him. Pantling back to East. Another pick, this time Tahid Ibrahim, not able to follow the fast cut of Ollie East. Known on the GB Junior scene as Beast. He's a big Sabrina Carpenter fan, apparently. Marshall. Good cut from Simmons, now Pantling. Lots of pressure, switches around at the back for Sandwedge. Ollie East flicks it across to Marshall. Marshall looks for Josh East. Irrepressible cutting from Sausage Sarnies. Lovely break there. Pantling adjusts and takes that one step downfield before reversing path. Marshall, a big advancing pass to East. Taking their time, nothing doing, no pressure from Sandwedge, so Josh is going to wait till that arrives. Across the field. Shots. Pantling takes it down, completely unstoppable in the air. Michael Paul thought about going up, but the long outstretched arm of Robert Pantling brings that one under. You might be expecting to see Ben Andrews, aka Fax, play for Sausage Sarnies, and he certainly was playing at the start of the semi-final. He's suffered an injury, in that final, and has is not able to play in this final game. The game to go here at Midlands Regionals. Big shot to Tom Barkley. Anthony Smith cutting in the end zone, but Josh East for company, and he's East staying on his shoulder the whole time. Swings it across to Barkley again, looks at the deep shot, doesn't take it on. To Northcote, Barkley cuts down the line, but close attention, big shot to the end zone. Josh East just gets a hand, a fingertip. It was all it's needed to see the disc careering into the wall. Luke Atwell in the back corner, just signalling for the deep shot, doesn't come. McLean now, down the line to Atwell, nice cut. Shots available, doesn't take them. Haywood now, bangs it back across to Atwell. Tyler East maintaining the position on the cone. Haywood, Atwell, back to Josh East. Atwell, threatening the blade. Tyler to Josh, and across to Atwell, forcing them back, but creating a bit of space in the process here. And there they are, nearly getting themselves into the end zone. East to Atwell, back to East again. Looking for something underneath. Big forces from Northcote and Garner. And Smith. One of the longer points we've had here. Keeps it coming now. Passes raining forward. 24 passes. 29 passes now. The passes just keep coming. Atwell to Haywood. Back to Atwell, into the end zone. Beautiful stuff. Amazing. 34 pass possession from Sausage Sarnies. Real patience, real deliberate movement of the disc, taking Sandwedge out of the space and then pushing the disc over their heads, finding the soft spot and taking their time. They will not going to give that disc up, and that is why they have a big lead here. Floaty ball out the back of the end zone. It's going to be taken to the brick mark by Tahid. Jackson. Page has got space at the end zone. Simmons has read it. Simmons reads it brilliantly. Great cut from Alex Page, spotted by Tom Jackson. But the defense from Sausage Sarnies, Nate Simmons peeling off the back, spotting that threat. Robert Pantling. The fats cuts of Sandwedge, a complete contrast to the way big disc, high grab, roofing Tahid Ibrahim, Robert Pantlin, and Ollie East there celebrating with our sideline camera team. "15 minutes gone. 7-2, I think, is the score. Big floaty pull lands with Pete Garnett to Alex Page. Smith cuts deep, doesn't get the disc. Back Jackson cutting short. Alex Page, Tyler East in close company. Big shot. Oh, Smith was there, the shot was there, the hand was there, did not connect. Smith returning to high-level play following a knee injury. He's been out for a while, but back this season, and great to see him competing, but he'll be disappointed not to have collected that shot. Sarnies now with a chance for a 6-point margin. Oh, and into the back corner. Tyler East connects with Luke Hayward. Hayward's third goal of the game. And Tyler East has got 2 assists and 2 goals. The hands go up. 6 points the margin here. Sausage Sarnies proving themselves the class of this game to go so far. Sandwedge have had an up and down weekend, but they've met with a team that are very, very up for this one. Northcote. Northcote again. Spreads the play to Pete Garnett, who goes headfirst into the ground. My goodness me, that was a big body blow. Determined to keep the disc alive for Sandwedge. The adrenaline will be buzzing. Northcote. Garnett to Michael Paul. Slides inside to Ibrahim, over the top. Garnett gratefully receives, having kept that disc alive with that heroic grab. I think he deserves that point richly. And stopping the rot after so many points there. Jack Davis, our statistician, just showing me the 6-point run, that 7-point run that Sausage Sarnies went on there, from 2-2 to 8-2. 6-point run. Atwell. Dan McLean into the end zone. Oh, the shot was nearly there. McLean started the cut underneath and immediately doubled back. Left Anthony Smith and was spotted by Atwell. The disc took a hammering into the wall, but Ibrahim happy with it. Floats it to Tom Barkley. Barkley looks down the line, but the outstretched hand prevents the shot from going up. Michael Paul grabs now. Looks again down the line. Smith would love to get a shot, having dropped that one earlier. Tahid Ibrahim. Gets it across to Jackson. Tahid again. Is that in? I think we're saying goal. Yeah, goal to Tom Barkley. He is huge. I'm not entirely sure which page of the textbook that shot from Tahid is on, but you've got to trust your receivers, I guess. So I believe that's a break. Yeah, it's a break back to Sandwedge. They're not out of this one yet, but the margin is still big. 8-4 is the score. Sausage Sarnies dominating here in the game to go at the Midlands Regionals for the UK Ultimate National Championships. Robert Pantling. Marshall finds Pantling again. Ollie East trying to dart free, didn't make it happen. Simo now with the disc. Spreads it across to Ollie East. Oh, beautiful, what a break. Will Marshall lurking, but Ollie East with the shot, the assist. Powerful cuts. Not afraid to take on some of those risky shots. Happy with the goal. Big part of the GB under-20 side. Nice to see a lot of local fans showing up for this game. The entire Northcote family sitting just below me, but a turnover. Quickly gets the disc back to Marshall. Spins it across to East. Atwell waiting unmarked. Garnett now comes and applies some pressure. Marshall. Fluid work from the Sarnies now. Atwell in the corner. Not in the end zone. Had to come out to fetch it because of the pressure from Alex Page. Tyler East to Atwell to Josh East. Looks at Simo. Decides not to throw it. Then decides to trust the receiver. Got the hand up. some contact made. Is there going to be a call? No call. Turnover stands. Good defensive pressure from Michael Paul. It was one of those shots that you see thrown at the stage in the game where you think everything's done. Oh no, keeping the toe in. Michael Paul getting the disc back. Sandwedge doing a lot of work. Michael Paul's goal to go with his block in the end zone. Double happiness. Ollie East making a great cut down the line. Two players cutting back for Sarnie's. This is frenetic stuff. Sandwedge changing their defense. They need to force mistakes here, and they're not going to do that with a zone. All the way across the top. Back to Ollie East. Tyler East now. Options in the end zone, but pressure from Tom Jackson covering everything. And now a mistake, a very, very rare mistake from Robert Pantlin. The shot goes up and it's caught by Tom Jackson for the goal. A break to Sandwedge. They've got to get a lot more. And a conversation on the side of the field here from Ollie East, chatting to Mike Northcote. Don't think he's getting a lot of support from teammates on the sideline, but I'm not even sure what the call is. We see Luke Atwell stepping into the conversation. So a disc is going to go back one. The turnover after Pantlin's drop is going to stay, but there must have been an injury from Ollie East, I think, is the reason that disc has gone back, because Ollie East has taken a sub and he's clutching the back of his thigh. And I hope that's okay for him. But that may have accounted for quite why they were so free. So Sandwedge working their way back into this game. 9-6 the score. Tyler East. And again, Sandwedge staying with their one-on-one defense. They're such a zone-dominant team when they're playing, but they can't generate the turns necessary against Sausage Sarnies. They've shown how patient they can be. Dan McLean cuts out. Josh East still available. And I think Dan McLean got away with one there. Some contact on the disc, but it wasn't turned over. It did get thrown into the end zone. And Sausage Sarnies move within 3 of clinching this game and confirming their place at the UK Ultimate Indoor National Championship Finals. You're watching the Midlands Regional Qualifier here from the Wildcats Arena in Nottingham with myself, Tom Stiles. Alex Page to Mike Northcote. Down the line. Anthony Smith. I think that's George Wright with the disc at the moment. He's got no number on his shirt. Tahid gets it back to Page. Page continues the cut. Return disc from Northcote. Send it back over there. And Sarnie's playing a very stifling defense now, switching and cutting. Smith manages to connect with that disc directly underneath Will Marshall. Sure, they both smiling after that interaction. It's 10-7 as a score at the moment. East gets it across to Hayward. Wonderful reverse pivot from Hayward to find himself the space around Tom Barkley. Tyler East back to Josh East. Hayward signals that he's free on this far side. Back to Josh East. Again, the patience from Sarnie's. Dan McLean. High disc from McLean, a little careless, but Josh East rises and it's no sweat. McLean again. Simo available on the reset. Finds Tyler East. Hayward cuts down the line. Oh, big grab. A foot in the zone and a score for Sausage Sarnies. 11-7. Well, the story of this game was really the middle portion. The teams were tied at 2 each. And then Sausage Sarnies just put foot to the floor and extended a 6-point run to take them out to 8-2. The teams have traded a little and Sandwedge have brought it back a little. But it's a huge margin indoors in a half-an-hour game. Pressure in the end zone. Contact has been called. That's Will Marshall, the defender from Sausage Sarnies. Tom Jackson has already had a goal and an assist in this game. I'd be interested to hear if he's calling a contact foul or a strip. So it's been contested, so the disc is going to come back to Tahid. Anthony Smith and Mike Northcote ahead. Alex Page on the reverse. Lots of contact between Ollie East and Tahid Ibrahim in the middle of the field, but eventually getting free of that attention. Anthony Smith with Josh East for company, and in the corner, Tom Jackson escaping and finding a space. Very physical game, particularly in that point. That was quite something. 30 seconds left on the clock, so it's very much, well, it's going to be Sausage Sarnies that take their place alongside Arctic Stags at the UK Ultimate Indoor National Championship Finals. Now with 18 seconds left on the clock, disc across to Simo. And brilliantly done. They've been the class of this game. Couldn't quite best Arctic Stags in the final, but they are very much deserving of their place at the National Championships. And we always play final possession here, so Sandwedge with an opportunity to see if they can take a final point here. Sarnies having done all the work they need to. A little very saggy defense. And I don't think anyone's bothered about that final point, but the final score in this game is going to be 12-9. Really impressive work from Tyler East with 3 goals and 3 assists, as well as a block. Luke Atwell with 3 assists. Luke Hayward with 5 goals. And then for Sandwedge, Anthony Smith with 2 assists and a goal. Tom Jackson and Pete Garnett both with 2 goals and 1 assist. For Abby and Tanny and James, our camera crew, and Jack Davis, our tournament director and also statistician, I've been Tom Stiles. Thanks very much for watching. And best of luck to the 2 qualifiers from the Midlands region, Sausage Sarnie and Arctic Stags.